Hello, hello, hello. In front of me is the book that I have all my stencils in. So let's see if we can't look through this and see what we have. I told the girls on Wednesday that I would show them this, how I hold my bigger stencils. I don't have any I have some real big ones that are in a case on the other side of the room. So, but I thought the ones that I do use on gel plate, I'd go ahead and show. But so these are just circles, and this is a little girl and a dog and whatnot. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see them because they are clear. Let me do it like that. There you go. And there's that. So there's that one. Well, just a minute. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm having difficulties. Good afternoon, Miss Cindy. How are you doing? I didn't have the chat screen up. I'm sorry. We're going through how I store my stencils and whatnot, because I told everybody on Wednesday that I would show them how I stored them. I store them pretty much like I did the stamp offs that I did on Wednesday, that I showed on Wednesday. Pretty much the same, just plastic sleeves with a piece of paper behind them. And I use these on gel plates and for my stamping. Good deal, Cindy. I'm glad you're doing good today. How's your knee doing? So here are these. And I'm going to do this real quick, like, because I know we have some gel plating to do today. And I've already picked out our 4 stencils. I figured 4 would be more than enough to use. These are kind of torn. There we go. There's this one. If you see a little yellow tag, that means I pulled one out of this space right here. So that's what that means, is that I have pulled a stencil from there. Some of them you can tell that I've worked with them because they still have stuff on them. I'm not very good at cleaning my stencils very well. I do the best I can, and then I just go on. Oh, just a minute. Let me shut this door so my husband knows that I am live. There we go. That's how I tell him that I am live. He knows that now, that I'm with the door shut, that I am live. I think a lot of people are over there at Becca's, watching Becca and Miss Gigi. I think is where everybody's at. That's okay. We're going to go on without them. Lisa is going to be in. She said she's going to be running a little late, so she'll be in when she's able to be in. She's able to. I don't know if you can see that one. No, that one's hard to see. See that one a little bit. Most of these I use with stamps, with my stamp pads and whatnot. See it. Here you go. This one still needs to be punched out to be able to be used. Here's one of my Christmas ones there that I'll be pulling out here in the next month or so. Some of these I have not put on my plate yet. Another Christmas one, a tree. I haven't had the time. This is real hard to see. I can't even tell that there's anything in there, but there is a big Let's see if I can get it. Put it over here. It's a big Christmas ornament. That's what it is. All I gotta do is punch out these stars. Excuse me. I enjoyed this one because of the roses, but there were so many little bitty little holes in it that it was hard. Excuse me, hard to clean, but also hard to do because of trying to get your fingers, you know, get it in the paint in them. I'll put it like that so y'all can see it. This is a new one. I haven't tried it yet. More likely will be coming out soon. I've got quite a few new ones that I haven't pulled out yet. Another one that I pulled out and don't remember where I put it, so I'm going to put that up there and see if I can figure out which one it was. Some of these I already know, like this one will have to be on, be done in stamping alone, because all the little things that can pop up when you're cleaning them, when they've been painted on the gel plate, they just come up and they try to rip and everything. So there are just some that are going to be used only on stamping, where the rest can be put on my gel plate. And most of the ones that can be put on my gel plate, I have marked with a little piece of, like, I have an M on it for mask, that it can be used. I have a hard time letting you see these because they're so clear. Or else, the ones with the paint on them are easier to see. That's going to be my excuse for leaving them, for not cleaning them as well. You could see them better. And then here are some that I made out of with my Cricut when I was using it. So that's all on cardstock. Hi, Steph. How you doing? You doing good? I hope so. I just got these not too long ago. I haven't tried them yet. I did pull out my big stencil, and here's one. It's a turkey that I got. So there's some that I will be pulling out here pretty soon to use on the big gel plate, which is what I have taken out today. Is I've taken out my 8x10. 8x10? Yeah. Now see, if I didn't want this just to behave itself, it would not have done this. Okay. Let me get this put away and get the gel plate put in front of me. Gel plate out. Get this out of our way. Get this out of our way. And we're ready to play. Let's get some paint on here and then throw a stencil on. I say we start off with a yellow. Let's work with some yellow. What did I do? Hold on a minute. Okay, here we go. The comments went off on me when I moved my little deal here. The comments got turned off. Let me move this pointer here out of the way. Here we go. Here we go. Doing good today, Steph. Been playing around, getting some stuff done for Actually, I've already started working on my Christmas cards, so I've been doing those, getting them done. I had the bases, thank you, Cindy, the bases and the envelopes for it, but I had to do the inside, the outside, and inside. So that's what I've been working on because I got a count and it looks like about 45, 38 to 45 people that I'm sending cards to. So I want to get a head start. I'm going to use using the big. I think I am going to just use this right here. Get this over here out of my way. Just good and rub down where the stencil will take care of it. Hi, Lisa. How you're doing good? That's good. Lisa Mingus is going to join us when she's able to. She said that she was going to be running late, though. Okay, here's this one. Put it over there. Let me get all these that haven't got paint on them yet over here. This, ready to go. Having issues with where my stuff is at. Let me see if I can get a flop off on this. Put it over here right quick. What a flop off is when you have a wet stencil. If you can do it real quick, you could actually get another. No, it's not bad. Get another. I don't think you can see it. It's kind of a very shadowy. It's hard to see. So there is that. Now let me get some paper on this before it totally dries out. Let's see if I can what I can pick up before I put paint on it. And then I'm going to let it dry. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more. Let's see. That's what I was wanting right there. Grunge. That's what I was looking for, was the grunge. So that turned out really well. Let's get some, what color is this? Purple on there. Fix this camera. There we go. Got goo. Hi Edna, how you doing? We're just gel plating. Got some stencils out and we're going to play with them. Let me see if I can get this paint in this. Let it dry a little bit, not long though. pulling. Okay. Pulled okay. Probably wasn't the best paint color to use, but it's okay. Hi, Lisa. You gonna come in and join me, or are you just gonna stay and chat? It's up to you. There we go. That answered that question, didn't it? Let me get you in here. Go.
Hi there.
There we go. I didn't hear you at first. I'm wondering, okay, she got her mic on.
Yeah, I'm here. My husband switched things up on me. We normally wait and walk at between 3 and 4, and
Yeah.
he got it in his head he wanted to do things different today. So I'm running behind, but I'm glad I'm here. I said I'm glad I'm here.
Glad you're here too. We've already started. We're painting and slapping some stencils on. Went through my stencil book, how I store them and all. So you
And
didn't miss too much.
I store mine exactly the same way you do, like Carrie the crafter does his, or the
Like in a notebook with the plastic sleeves.
yes. And
Yep.
I've got a big thick notebook, but it started kind of getting too thick and it busted on the
Oh
seams.
no.
So I took some of that gaffer tape and I fixed it. So that worked out pretty good. Um, what I'm thinking about is I'm going to use stencils, but I have this card that I got with a bunch of memory keeper stuff at a thrift store. Brand new, some
Oh,
of them in the
cool.
package. But I really, really want to reproduce this. So that being said, I'm going to use stencils, but I'm also going to be thinking about, just getting some really good painty papers and good colors.
How fun.
I think that
Yeah. I want to
that's
see if you
something.
can duplicate that. That'll be fun if you can.
Yeah, I've got several of them, but I've never really done anything like this. I mean, I doodle on stuff, but it looks like they've used pencil, they've used some just black ink,
Mm-hmm.
and just simple things. They even scratched some of the paint, and I do
You
have
think they
tools to
scratched?
do
They
that.
probably did scratch, or they used tape and taped it
Um,
off.
it's real narrow. Let me see
So
if I
they
can get
probably
it.
scratched it. Oh, how
Yeah, it
cool.
looks like it was scratched, and I don't know exactly how they got that.
They
If
probably used a
they
fork or something.
maybe I have forks up here.
Or
So
something. Just
yeah,
don't tell them what they used.
that's
As
what I'm
crafters, we'll
thinking.
find something to do, something we want.
I know Yolande, uh, Devon RX, she is really good at looking at stuff like that and being able to break it down for how she needs to process it to
Yeah,
achieve a similar effect. And
yeah.
I'm sure that they've used like Posca pens. They could have even used pencil, like watercolor pencils.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna grab like some pinks, greens, and oranges, which are really good colors for me.
Yeah, I've got some blue and white going on in here. I'm gonna add it. Already added too much white, I think. But Lisa McClure, you do what you want to do, girl. You can sit in here and just listen, or you can crochet and do what you want to. That's fine by me.
I'm tickled for anybody that can crochet.
I can crochet just a basic crochet line, and you go back and forth. That's it. That's what I can do.
I can do a chain stitch.
Yeah, I can do that.
At some point, I learned how to do that, but I don't have a clue what you do with it after that.
Yeah, I can do a double crochet, and I think what I learned online was how to do a triple. I'm not sure about that though. I mean,
I,
I
I
kind of watched
know
it and did it.
I know most likely what will happen is it will not be a thing that works good for my hands. I have a lot of issues with my hands. And
Yeah.
when I start doing things like that, I think I end up having problems. My dexterity is not there to hold
Yeah.
something in a position for a long time. And one of the things I want to do while I'm recovering is I will be trying to do some slow stitching, but I know that I'll have to limit how much time I spend doing that,
Yeah.
because otherwise I
Well,
will.
what you could do is just make clusters with a glue bottle.
True, true. What I've seen people use old bobbins, and I was
Hmm.
lucky to find some at the antique store we go in when we go to one of the car shows. And I
Yeah.
was so excited about it because I knew if I could do that, that I would, make one of these rolled up journals. So I'm gonna use the bobbin. I'm gonna use one bobbin, and I'm gonna go ahead and do about a 6 foot roll, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
piece it. So we'll see what happens.
Just have little things sitting around for you to do if you're in need of something to do. Probably watch a lot of YouTube videos.
Well, I will watch a lot of YouTube. I've been trying to save some of the newer things that have come out on Netflix
Yeah.
so that I will be able to, use those. I just know my my ability to do stuff is going to be limited, but
Yeah.
I'll have a puzzle. I'll have a puzzle, so if I can sit without a lot of swelling, I will
Yeah.
do that. But yeah,
Let's
Edna
try.
says she loves crocheting.
Yeah.
Edna, I don't think I've met you before. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in today.
I'm with you, Cindy. I can't read the patterns. Stephanie does good. You're not good with the patterns either, Steph. You don't crochet in the summer. I wouldn't either. It's too hot. So here's this one, guys. I'll just put it up there for y'all to see. I'm gonna pull the stencil off. The paint is dry. So
I'm
I'm gonna I don't think I may get something off this stencil. Let me see.
I'm using just a little a standard straw out of one of our mini big fat cups.
Nothing on there. Yeah. That's what I was wondering what you were using to draw with.
And let's see, I brought something else up today. I was My husband had to pick up we had to pick up. I'm almost embarrassed to say we went to the pharmacy yesterday to pick up one of his meds that he needs for his migraines, the type of
Yes.
migraines he has. And we don't have to pick it up often, thank goodness, but it's
Yeah.
extremely expensive. And the girl kept saying, "And you want both of them? $300 just for his." So,
Yay.
at our house, we're going to be definitely living rather frugally the rest of the month because we picked his
Mm-hmm.
up
I
and
can understand
mine,
that.
and I'm in the donut hole. So
Yeah.
that is not the fun place to be. But I looked at the shapes on this and I said, okay, I can do something with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's $300 worth of creativity, but
Yeah.
and that's considered like a week's supply. That's all that is. No more than that. So that's
Yeah.
kind of sad. But you you ever run into that where your medicines are outrageously expensive?
My medication, if we did not have, my husband did not have it to where they help pay for medication, I wanted to go on this one medication and the insurance wouldn't pay for it. Well, they'd pay for it, but it was still $1,000
Well,
a
I'm
month,
right there with you.
a month. And I'm like, Man, this pill works. Works? What do you mean I can't have it? $1,000. Oh, and that's with the company helping you pay for it. I was like,
Well,
You
yeah,
gonna be cooking and listening, Steph? Go for it, girl. What you cooking? That's what I want to know.
I may have annihilated that.
What happened?
I sprayed water on it. I like it though.
Well, I think you sprayed a little too much, Lisa.
Well, I may have. I'm not
You
going to
may
stress.
have.
I may have because I can just put it right back on here and do something else with it. I'm not going to.
No.
Too blessed to be stressed. But when you're talking about the medicines, a shot I take for my migraines
Yeah.
is extremely expensive. Yeah, I annihilated it. Oh well.
You just killed it, huh?
Yep, killed it. Got painty papers though.
Yeah.
When I first started taking when the shots first came out for migraines, the monthly shots,
Yeah.
they were roughly $1,000 a shot. And
Whoa.
because I was on private insurance, then I was able to go on their customer care plan, and basically anything that my insurance didn't cover, they covered it. So I
Well,
was
that's
getting it
nice.
for free. Well, now I'm on Medicare, and
Yeah.
when it's like the first of 1 year, I was approved for disability after fighting for 6 years.
Yeah.
And I go to pick it up and it's $300. It's like $300 every month, but it's come down a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous because when you're on a
Mm-hmm.
government program, you don't qualify for any of the discounts unless you really, really,
Yeah. Really
really,
qualify.
really qualify. And that means basically if you're eligible for assistance paying your rent or your bills, or
Yeah, like that.
you're eligible for food stamps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So because I'm not 65 yet, I can't get this particular policy, which
Mm-hmm.
basically covers when you hit
Yeah.
you've never hit the donut hole.
Well, that's always
So
nice.
yeah, my husband has it because
Yeah.
he turned 65, but I'm not eligible to get that yet.
Yeah.
So
I'm on Medicare too, and I'm not eligible yet to get it.
right,
But my
yeah,
husband's still working, so that helps
right.
a lot. That we still have his job's
Insurance.
insurance.
So is that
Hi, Julie.
Hey, Julie Parker? So is that
Mm-hmm.
secondary for? Do you have that as a secondary?
We don't even use it as secondary. My insurance, my Medicare, we don't even use it because his work one covers everything pretty much. But we
Ah,
do have a $1,600. Is it 6,000?
six.
No, it's a
It's
six
probably
thousand dollar deductible.
right.
Yeah, I had to think about it. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right because I know it
No,
was outrageous.
that may be right because ours on our private insurance, we had a deductible that was $3,000 a piece, so it was 6,000 between the two of us.
Yeah,
But yeah, but we do save a lot of money. I mean, we pay a lot less out in medical expenses now than we ever have.
yeah.
Thank God we had insurance though. When I had the brain aneurysm, boy,
They, I'm sure that really did.
that was it's $60,000 just for the surgeon, just
Oh,
for the
good God.
surgeon. And we never paid a penny out of that. That
Well,
was
that's
pretty
good.
much under catastrophic.
Yeah.
But you never know, Lord. I don't know what people
Hmm.
do that don't have money in reserve, and that's why we
Yeah.
try to be so frugal because you don't know when something's going to happen.
You just never know. You just never can tell. I don't know how this. I don't have any green, guys. I have this citron green. Yuck.
Well,
I really think it looks pretty.
if you don't like that green, maybe put What
Put
did you
some
put down first?
red. I'm
Okay.
being bold.
Put
I'm trying some stuff that may not even work together well.
Well, it's okay. Try putting just a dab of blue with that
With
citron.
with that red, with the yellow. Let me see if I can find
If
me a
you take
blue.
and put some blue with that, you might actually get a little bit deeper. And Julie Parker is
Out
saying
of
the
it.
same thing. Said add some blue.
Yep, I'm gonna add it right in between them. Come on, blue.
Julie,
Blue.
how are you today?
There we go.
Julie's really good with. I don't know if you see her postings on Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artist, but she
There's
does
so many.
beautiful
There's so
with.
many there that it's hard to keep up. It really
Yeah,
is for me.
she
Oh,
has
this is making a really
beautiful papers.
good green. Let's rub some of this red in and see what it does. Trying to get Christmas colors is what I'm trying to do, so I can have some painty Christmas colors to work with.
Do you have any Christmas stencils?
I have a few, but I didn't put them out today. I just wanted to try the paint to see what I'd have to mix together to get what I want. But I pulled out 4 stencils, but yeah, I do have some Christmas stencils.
I've got Christmas trees. I've got snowmen.
Yeah.
Um,
Are they big stencils?
they're they're fit an 8x10 plate.
Yeah.
Oh, Julie, you got a bellyache, huh? Gluten intolerance is not good,
And sinuses too.
and sinuses too. That's like
Yeah.
a double whammy there.
Yeah.
Not good. All right, some green.
Put that on there like that.
My kids say that all the time. They're both gluten intolerant. It started out the oldest one was, and they found out that my youngest one is too. So gluten free. They're so excited. They are in Florida.
Yeah.
They both are going to see Taylor Swift live tonight for the first time in their life. They drove all night. They left after my oldest daughter got off of work at 4, and
Yeah.
they drove through the night to get there. And they are so excited that they can't even hardly. I mean, they're just
Stand it.
bouncing, just about bouncing off the walls.
Okay.
But
I'm sure they'll have a good time.
yeah, they're going with my niece and my great niece. They're going, and so it's a whole group of them, and they are so excited. This will be the first time they've all gone together to a concert, and then they have another concert that they had planned in advance,
Yeah.
which is in Raleigh. So they're gonna after the concert, they're gonna go home, go back to the hotel. They're going to sleep for a few hours, and then they are going to hit the road and drive all the way to Raleigh, 9 hours
Good
up to
night.
Raleigh, to be there for the concert that they bought tickets for back in the early fall.
Yeah. Julie, the only problem you're having is you know that what you're missing being gluten free. You have being gluten intolerant. Yeah, I could understand that. I'd miss all the stuff I couldn't eat. Yep, I
It,
understand.
the hardest part, I think, is the pasta. You know, there is no substitute for pasta that texture, that gives you the same thing. But I've accepted it. I've kind of been switching my pasta out for vegetables because the pasta is not good for me having diabetes.
Yeah,
So it's all right. I don't mind doing it.
yeah. Then we'll lay these stencils out to see if I can't get anything exciting going with them. Sometimes you can get a ghost print or something off of it. Not today, though. Not with that one. Not with that one. And a little scrunch with that one. That's
Hi,
okay.
Doretha.
Doretha, hi.
Thank you for coming in. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, please do. And I think most of our people that are on today are subscribed. So
Yeah, if you
if you're
haven't.
not subscribed, consider subscribing. Michelle would appreciate that. And I think you're all subscribed to my channel. I've been putting some stuff up lately. I've been trying to be on my A game.
Yeah.
So that I'm posting things and not neglecting it.
It's not going to turn out good. What am I doing? I need to hurry up and get something on here. Quit playing around. Yeah, let's go with this.
Some of my cheap brushes were wearing out, so I bought a new pack from Walmart. It was like a $6 pack, and it came with these little dot things in it.
Yeah, those are nice. Just do that.
So I thought, okay, that'll help with painty papers.
Mm-hmm. And it'll work on tags or anything.
It definitely will.
Tags and whatnot. See what this lovely stuff does.
I'll go back and check, Julie. I don't know if I've seen it yet. Oh, yes, I will share my channel.
I don't have, I mean, Lisa's subbed in YouTube, but I don't know how you get, is it the same thing? I mean, is she still subbing here too? I ain't got a clue.
Okay, let's see. Chicken strips sound good.
Yeah.
We had chicken last night. Every time I say we're having chicken, all I hear is, oh.
Oh.
Oh. It's like, you better be thankful I feed you home cooked food. Not no oh. His people he works with, they always say, what'd she make you last night? What'd she make last night? And he said, he would tell them what I made, and said, boy, I wish my wife cooked. He said, all we do is eat out. She don't cook.
My
We
husband
eat
does
out
all
more
the
than we
cooking.
do.
My husband does all the cooking.
And you're lucky. If my husband's cooking, we're going somewhere to pick something up, or something's getting delivered.
Something's happening.
He can heat and eat, and that's how we get through. I cook in advance for when I have surgery. I'll cook in advance so that I'm not having to decide what we're eating out, because we don't all like the same things, and it just gets real complicated trying to figure it out.
Well, this one turned out cool. I used 3 different stencils to cover the plate, and it picked up a lot of the other colors. If I could show this to you up here. So that turned out really cool. Different stencils and stuff.
So Cindy's got chicken in the crock pot. She's gonna make some enchiladas.
Oh, good, not Cindy. Oh, you know what? One thing out here where I live in Jersey, they do not have any good Mexican food. I have to go back to Texas. I gotta go visit Mom and Dad to get some Mexican food. Well, they just don't have it out here.
When we were in Texas, we were driving around and we stopped at a gas station, and we weren't close. You know how you can go miles and miles and not find anything? And we were hungry, and they had tacos at this gas station. And Bill said, are you really going to eat, are you going to eat that? And I said, yeah, I am. I am definitely going to eat that. And so he said, what are you going to do when there's no bathrooms? I said, well, I'll do what I have to do. If we have to stop, I have to go out in the bushes. That's what I'm gonna do. And he
Yeah.
laughed at me, but that was the best taco I had ever had in my life. It was
Yeah.
perfect in every way. And I told
Mhm.
him, I said, you ought to eat tacos. You don't know what you're missing. But
Mhm.
he loves brisket out there. I mean, he would actually get in a plane and fly to Dallas just to go eat brisket.
Mhm. I can understand that.
I mean, because here, if you get anything, you don't get brisket, you get pork. Anything that's barbecued here is pork.
Uh-huh.
And pork doesn't sit well with him, so
But there's some. I mean, I know one place where the guy actually went to Texas to learn how to open fire cook in a smoker, and
right.
he had some good Jersey Shore barbecue. Wonderful,
We
wonderful.
did have,
They ended up moving out to another town, and now I mean they were like right up the street. Now they're like 25, 30 minutes away. I was like, well,
speaking,
can't go there.
I have to ask you, my husband said to ask you,
Yes.
um, if we were going to come up that way to go to the racetrack, the
Now
Wall
I have
Stadium.
not, as of yet, found that white racetrack. I'll be
Okay.
honest with you. I haven't found the right racetrack yet, but mainly the main thoroughfares through here. I live on 35, which kind of intercedes a lot of the big like I-95, and I don't know, but it depends on where you're coming from because I think the racetrack is on 35 further down, or
Okay.
36.
Well, we'll find the racetrack, but he wanted to find out where in that area where the best place to stay would be hotel wise.
Um, there are a lot of hotels and motels out there in that area. I would
And
just stay with your basic, uh, and your basic places. You know what I'm saying? The
like
ones that
the
you know of. You know what I'm saying? Like Best
okay,
West, or
the
you will.
named hotels, not the mom and pops.
If I knew any that I thought were good, I would tell you. But I don't. We don't go nowhere. So my mother had to rub it in yesterday that we're going to have Mexican food today. I said, "Well, eat me it." I told her to eat me some tamales because you can't get them out here. I tried them. They're chicken tamales. That ought to be a sin of some sort. I don't know what,
Yeah,
but they're.
well, I mean, it's because the beef in Texas is so good. It's
Mm,
just different and it's very tasty. I think that's got a lot to do with it.
yeah. Oh, let's see what this does. Now that
Yeah, we'll at some point we'll make it up there to watch a race at Wall Stadium in person. We
yeah,
watch it. We do watch it on the TV through a network that does the races all over the
yeah,
country. But it's something to be said for being there.
yeah. I just put a bunch of black on to kind of clean off this plate, and it's pulling up a lot of color. Pulling up a lot of color.
More than you thought it would.
Well, I didn't. I mean, it didn't look like there was that much on there. Yeah, I had some places that I knew were kind of in need of some pulling off, but let me get it off here. See if y'all can see it. I know you can see where the peel is, but it's got some red and some of the green and yellow in it. You can see it. You can't see it on the camera. I can tell that right now that you can't see it, but it's in there. It's pretty cool.
Barbecued
It'll be
lamb
something
sounds
to.
good, Julie. I had lamb for the first time when we were the first time in a very long time when we were in Chicago. We went to a Brazilian steakhouse and they had lamb, and it was very tasty. It's definitely been a while. Um, I think the last time that we had any here, we were somewhere with my mother-in-law. But you don't get it's not on the menu here much because it's not that popular in our area.
Yeah.
And my mother-in-law never cooked it at home because my father-in-law ate it so much when he was in the military during World War II that he
Yeah.
said he didn't care if he ever had any ever again. Because they just
Overdid it.
they fed it to him so much that he was just sick of it. And he was a picky eater, so he
Yeah.
ate what he had to, but
Cindy, I agree with you. When you lived in the north, the food was horrible. It is not as good out here as it. I mean, y'all got some good stuff. I'm not gonna lie. There's some good stuff out here. The seafood for me is really good out here.
well, I
But
would hope if you're where you're at, if it wasn't, I'd be concerned.
yeah, I would be too. I enjoy that, and we go out to the same places all the time. I mean, we went and visited Texas. My mother on one whole street has more out to eat places than we have in our whole town. On
Yeah,
one
we
street.
don't have that many in our little town. I mean, that's not a surprise. I mean, they won't let any fast food. The restrictions for, putting something up are so strict that
Are
they're
they?
not going to be able to, just come in here and put a McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or something like that.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen.
yeah. Well,
So we have a Subway. That's the closest thing to a fast food. We have, we're getting a Domino's.
see, you're going up in the world.
Well, I don't know if that's an upgrade. We had one before. We had one before, and it closed out really quick because the place that they were in, the rent was extremely
Wasn't
high.
Yeah,
So when their contract, like they had a 5-year contract, and when it run out, they went somewhere. They built their own place and
yeah,
went closer to where the new high school was built.
yeah.
Hi, Dusty Unicorn. Welcome.
Hey, Dusty. See what I got out of there.
Okay, Doretha, I hope your appointment goes well.
Take care.
She'll catch us later.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at how well these little dot things, they hold a lot of paint. It's surprising.
Yeah, they really do. And you have to, when you're washing them, you would think that they were clean because they're sponges that they should clean it well. You have
No,
to keep going after them because they're sponges. They soak it back in.
I believe that.
They just soak it back in. Little booger. In there. What are you doing? Did you do anything? Heck no. Let's see.
Let this one dry and slide this one up. See what we can do with it. Oh, I don't think Doretha said whose
Yeah, she didn't
appointment it was.
say if it was her or her daughter.
You'd think I liked pink. Oh, I don't hate it, except in one variety.
What's that?
I do not like it if it's mauve. Mauve is my least favorite color ever
Yeah.
because my mother had so much of it in the house at one point. It was like some somebody somebody just dumped buckets of paint in there. It was wallpaper. It was
Yeah.
everything, curtains. we were observing outside as we were walking, and the leaves are starting to really come down. We had like a cold snap a couple of days ago, and
Yeah.
Bill and I both are like, okay, well, maybe we can get these leaves done, but he knows that we're not going to get them done before I'm supposed to have my surgery.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I feel kind of bad about. Okay, Michelle, this didn't turn out too bad. Look,
No, it's doing good.
that's,
That looks good.
it's got some good colors in it for sure.
Hmm.
Looks like I need to get a little bit of a, kind of a, I need to have some blues on it. So let me see if I can grunge some
See
blues
if you
on.
can find some. You're
It's
still
her,
working on that haunted dollhouse, Dusty? I thought you'd finished that. I know I saw you working on it the other day. I may join in on some of y'all's rooms, but I don't talk much. I just like to go in and watch. And sometimes I'm watching about 3 or 4 different channels at the same time.
I can't do it.
Well, I
I'm
flip.
afraid I'll miss. It's like I'm afraid I'll miss
You'll
something.
miss something. I know.
Yeah, it is. It makes me feel like I'll miss something that's important.
Yeah. There's
Now,
a
I
technique
will
they used while
sometimes,
we were gone.
if it's somebody I watch a lot, sometimes if it's a long video, I will increase the speed and
Yeah.
just have the captions on and not have the sound on. But then
Yeah.
I don't, I want it to be the whole thing. I don't want to skip around and
Yeah.
miss something good.
About 2 of these same yellows. Right.
Julie, that's my husband. He likes all the walls neutral. Right now, we have neutral walls in almost all the rooms except for my daughter's room. Looks like the color of macaroni and cheese, and she custom designed it. She kept going back to Home Depot until they had it exactly what she wanted it to look like, which was a slice of American cheese.
Yeah.
And recently we asked her if she wanted, she started changing the stuff in her room, and she's starting to, put gray and pink in there. And we tried to get her to let us paint the walls, or for her to paint the walls. She said, no, I'm not painting them. I still like it.
Well,
And I'm surprised, but if that's what she wants, that's what she wants. I'm not going to argue too much about it. It's her room. It's not mine.
oh, especially if you're trying to comment. Steph said trying to watch 2 streams. She's tried it, but it's too much for her, especially if she's trying to comment in them all.
Yeah, it's a little overload on my brain. That's
And
what it really comes down to.
and this is true, Cindy. We want to watch one of yours. There, I can watch 2 and watch you. Depending on what you're doing, I can watch 2 with you. But mainly, I watch one, but I flip. If I get bored, and I get bored very easily. I mean, watching somebody do what I'm doing right now, I'd probably get bored. Unless it's really something new that I haven't tried or something, I get bored. That's my bipolar. My bipolar will get me every time. Slap this one.
You and my daughter are very similar then. My youngest one is bipolar, medicated bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
We've kept her, we've been fortunate enough to be able to intervene when things got out of, when things got out of hand. We were
Mm-hmm.
available to step in or do what needed to be done. And
Yeah, because if we go for meds, it could get really hairy around us.
well, she did go off of them, and she wasn't really on the best meds for her anyway.
Oh yeah,
But
and it takes a long time to find those.
they finally did a genetic test for her to see what her body responded best to, and that is how they finally got her on what really does work.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we feel fortunate, but a part of her living with us is she has to continue her education and she has to stay on her medication. If she does not take her medication and we know she's not taking it, then she has to find somewhere else to live.
I can
That's
understand
tough
that.
love. That's tough love, but that's what we had to do.
That's what you have to do.
That's kind of our contractual agreement. So she's
Yeah,
staying in
that
school
works.
and she's doing well.
Yeah.
Overall she's doing very well. We can't complain.
Well, I got to spend a happy, lovely vacation at the mental institution for getting off my pills for about a month.
Yeah.
I got to go into the lockdown hotel.
Yeah, well, there's nothing pleasant about that. Matter of fact,
Uh-uh.
one of the guys that we watch on YouTube that metal detects, he had put
Yeah,
videos up in weeks, and we were starting to get really worried because he never not put a video up, or if he put something up that was not, their best,
yeah,
he would always kind of put an apology out there that he's sorry it wasn't better. And
yeah,
last night he put something up and he read it. He said, "Well," he said, "I guess, people have been very worried about me." And he said, "I was very worried about myself, but my family noticed that something wasn't right." He's a first responder
yeah.
and has been since he was a very young man.
Ooh,
And
that can get
all
bad.
those tragedies and traumas
Mhm,
that he had been exposed to, that he'd just been
mhm.
pushing back in his mind, had finally reared their
Caught up with
ugly head, and he was, not doing well.
not doing well. Yeah, I don't
So
say.
I mean, I know how hard that must have been for him to put that video up, and I admire him greatly for
Doing
doing
it.
it
Yeah,
because you know how hard their job is,
and it
and
is. It's a hard job.
you can't imagine,
What
the
they
stuff
see,
that they roll. I mean, they roll up first, and the things that they see are things
what
you can't ever unsee.
you can't unsee. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people with bipolar, Julie, who are dangerous when they get off their meds. I had a friend of mine, her husband was bipolar, and he got off his med. He was ugly. I mean, he was big time ugly. I mean, ended up slamming her hand in a door, and she ended up having surgery on it because he was acting out in a bipolar way. And then I'm on the depressant. I don't go manic very often. I tend to go more depressed. But since I've been doing my artwork and going live, I've been doing better actually than I thought I would. I actually thought that I'd end up going manic or being so concerned about what everybody else thinks that it would drive me to depression. But I haven't had that yet, praise God. It's doing very well. I haven't had to have to watch to go manic because I get so excited when something turns out good.
Yeah,
No
my
matter.
daughter, it was like a roller coaster, when
Oh yeah.
she'd be just over the moon, and then the slightest little
Mhm.
thing would cause, her to fall into depression. And this had been going on since she was a teenager, but she was not diagnosed up
Uh-huh.
until after COVID. After the first couple of years of COVID is when she finally got diagnosed, and
Yeah.
it took a long time to figure it out. She started piecing it together before the medical professionals did. So
Yeah.
we were just grateful to finally know what was going
What was
on.
going
'Cause, I
on?
mean, she had like, just fears, these terrifying fears of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Bees. She's terrified of bees. And when she was in kindergarten, they'd have to bring her inside. When they were going outside to play, if there were bees outside, she would be hysterical, and so she'd have to go, and especially this time of year, she'd have to go sit in the office because she couldn't be outside with the bees. and she gave up soccer, and she loved it. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's so many different types of mental disorders that it really is important for people to get a good diagnosis and get the right
Yeah.
medication.
And some of them are just hard to diagnose.
And
Dave
that's
had it.
what they told us with her, that it wasn't unusual, especially, if they can't find, nobody looks for it when they're younger because it's easier to just say they have ADHD and roll with that and
Go
go
on.
on.
Yeah.
And that was what happened. We knew that. We
Yeah.
knew that very early. By kindergarten, we knew that. So it runs in the family, but we didn't had no idea about the other. But
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense, with some other things.
Well, when you look back, I know for me, looking back, it makes total sense to me now. A lot of things make total sense to me now
Well, I
because
don't think you can see. I don't think you can always see things like that until after, when you've been through it. You don't see it when you're going through it. I think you have
no,
to get through it
you
before you
you
know.
don't know what's going on. You really don't. I was so sick that I became what was called. I had a schizophrenic episode, bipolar ep, schizophrenic episode, and it was bad. It was some bad stuff. My poor husband, he had to live with me during all that nonsense, and I don't remember a lot. That's the sad thing is I don't remember a lot of it, a whole lot
Well,
of
I
it.
think that's your brain protecting you from those
From what all ugly you may have said.
the bad memories that
Yeah,
need to just
I
be
do too.
released.
Well, I know the Lord's like going, you don't need to know that. It's on a need to know basis, and you don't need to know.
Well, it wouldn't help you at this point. It
Yeah, it
wouldn't
would
help
be no,
you.
there would be no positive outcome for that information for me to
I
have
just
it.
I just got a text from my daughter. They're heading to pick up my niece, and then
Hmm.
they're going to the stadium. They've got a parking space assigned to them, and she says, I've been holding back happy tears for the past 5 minutes. I can't believe it's real that we're going to see Taylor Swift." So I feel excited for them because up until Wednesday, two of them didn't have tickets yet.
They didn't have
So
tickets yet.
they did no, because they were 16. They were like, some of them were up to $1,600 a seat, and that was in a crappy area.
Oh, that's not even funny. She ought to get her tickets down. That's ridiculous.
Well, she paid more than I would have for it, but
Yeah,
I mean, she's been wanting to do this so bad for years.
so for so
So
long.
I mean, she had money in savings. She could pay cash for them. I'm not gonna complain about it, but she is beyond
Thrilled.
excited. I imagine my phone's gonna blow up this evening.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Yeah, and they're gonna be all dolled up
Of
because
course.
everybody dresses up in glittery stuff to go to their
Yeah.
concert. So I figure after this, the one that she was looking forward to so much on Saturday night won't be as exciting after doing this.
After doing this one, you think?
Yeah, probably not, but
Hey, you
they
never
love
can tell.
concerts. They're forever going. There's a lot of venues in Charlotte that bring in some big names, so they enjoy it.
Yeah.
I got tortured through one when Martine was a early teens. She
Yeah.
and her friend wanted to go, and I did not want to go. And
Yeah.
the mother said, "All right, if you'll take them to this one, I'll take them to the next one." And she said, "I'll even buy you a ticket and pay for the gas if you'll take them." I said, I've never been to a concert in my life, and I'm not sure this is what I want to be doing.
Hmm.
I
Well,
it,
I didn't go
it,
to a concert. I went to like Christian,
now
like a weekend.
I would go to the Christian concert. Matter of fact,
I wish I could go to Christian concerts now.
I would
I
go
think
to a Christian
you would.
concert if certain
It,
people came through town. I would definitely go.
yeah, that's how I am too. It really would depend on who it was. And then again, as old as I am, I don't know if I could handle the noise.
Well, she bought some earplugs that are made for loud music, and it has
Yeah,
like just this little small speaker in it that brings it down to a level to where it's not harmful to your ears. Now
yeah,
that's her. The older one, I doubt she's taken anything to protect her ears because she don't think that much about that.
yeah,
So anyway, that's her. They're
yeah.
very different.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna have a ball.
But they're going to have fun. They're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I imagine it's going to be hard for them to come back and try to go to sleep, though, and
yeah.
sleep a couple hours. But there's going to be three of them coming back, so they'll switch off driving. So
You don't go.
they'll do
Cindy
three
doesn't go
out
to
of
the
the.
movies because of the noise.
Huh.
I haven't. I don't. Oh, Don Francisco in concert. Sandy Patty and Don Francisco. Ooh, I loved Don Francisco when I was young, when I was a teenager. I like some of his songs really well. I haven't gone to a movie theater or a walk-in until I mean, it's been at least 15, 20 years. At least
We
15.
very seldom go. I went with the girls to see the Taylor Swift concert on the movie screen,
Yeah,
but I sure didn't do much else.
yeah. Let's see. This one. I need some more paint colors. It looks like I'm using the same paint all the time.
Cindy, I think the movies being loud is a sign of our age. I hate to say because
Oh, I do.
my kids
I
were
understand
laughing at
that.
me.
I understand because I used to listen to some music loud, and there are still artists that Christian artists that I like a lot. Skillet.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
Skillet.
I would do a Skillet if I thought I could get in there and handle it. I would go to a Skillet concert.
Well, for
I
Zoe to be going into this situation, I mean, she used to wouldn't even go out in public, So I mean, that just tells us how far she has gone.
saw far she's gone. Oh, my husband had to, and still at times my anxiety gets so bad that my husband has to kind of like, come on, you can do it. We got this. It's okay. Or bribed me. He used to bribe me. He goes, let's go up there. No, I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out. He goes, I'll take you to Hobby Lobby. Okay.
My husband would never bribe me with Hobby Lobby because he knows
He
that is
knows
like
it's a dangerous area
opening the,
for you.
that is like opening the door to you know just foolish spending because he
You
knows
know,
there's not much that I don't have up here
yeah,
because my mom bought all kinds of stuff, so I've got stuff. It's rare
yeah,
for me not to have what I need. I do need
yeah,
I got to buy myself some Posca pens though. I've got those on my list of wants. I think I'm gonna put them on my list so I'll have them before my surgery, so I can work on my painty papers, my doodles for my painty papers.
noodles. Yeah, that'd be good, Lisa. Give you something to do that won't be overtaxing while you're in recovery.
Yeah, I mean, last time that I had major surgery, I wasn't as much into the junk journal. I was journaling, but I had not started the junk journal stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that this is going to be a little bit easier because I will have stuff to do. Oh, Elevation, that church is close to me. They're
Oh,
based
is
out
it?
of Charlotte. Yes,
Well, the
and
music, I
they're
love the music.
in Maverick City. They're amazing.
I would have music playing, probably praise and worship music playing while we're playing. But the because of how my setup is in my workroom, the speakers are like right next to the camera speakers,
Well,
and
I
so
think
it's
you run into copyright infringements, though.
probably with it being me being here listening to them, and yeah, I hadn't thought
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, because I've heard people say they had something that they could be heard in the background, and they took their videos, they sent it back and said, "Hey, you can't do this."
Yeah,
But those praise teams are awesome.
yeah,
I think that they have, they definitely stepped up the Christian music scene when they come on and
yeah,
started, doing their thing.
yeah. I don't know if these stencils are ever going to be the same.
Oh, it'll all come out in the wash.
Yeah, with a scrub brush.
No, no, you just put some
I
Murphy.
just make some Dawn. I make some Dawn water and I lay them in there and let them soak.
Oh,
And
that's what
then
I
I come
do.
up with a scrubby sponge and scrub on them.
Just don't just don't let the stuff that comes off go down your drain because it will clog it eventually.
Oh yeah, I have a bucket over here that I put all my stencils in. Then when I go to put the water in it, everything stays in that bucket.
Yeah, that's the right way to do it. I've got I've got like a scouring, a plastic scouring thing in my sink so that I don't let nothing down in
You
there
don't. Yeah,
because I'm just using the sink that's in the bathroom off my craft room.
yeah. Stephanie, you don't even wash your stencils? Charity Gill. Yes, I have. She's on. She does a lot of worship music on. I listen to Pandora a lot, and she does praise and worship on Pandora.
Well, most of my radios, if my radio in my car is on K Love. I listen to K Love most of the time.
Oh,
I'll have to listen to some Charity Gale.
she's good.
I like contemporary Christian music. I mean, I wish they'd had it when I was growing up. I
I do
mean,
too.
our youth choir did a little bit jazzier music than our adult choir did,
Yeah.
but it wasn't to the level that of what you hear now
What we
by
got
no
now? Yeah.
means.
I know that when I was Striper was out when I was in high school, and I'm trying to figure out if there was any other ones. That's the only one that was really a what would be considered heavy metal back then. Was Striper. Telling my age is what I'm doing. I'm telling my age.
Well, I think you're younger than I am.
I don't know.
I'm 61. I'm 63.
I'll be 61 in November.
Yeah, I thought I had a few years on you.
Not sure how many, but probably a few.
Huh?
That's not bad. A couple, couple
Oh,
years.
hey, it's better than dead, so I don't
This is
care.
true.
I'm never going to regret a birthday. I just count them
Nope.
all joy, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, now I might have questioned that, but honestly, I got up yesterday just aching from head to toe.
Yes. So yeah, I
And it,
forgot about Carmen. Yes. Carmen is a yes. Yeah, it was sad when he passed away. But he'd been around forever. Carmen had been. I've got some of his CDs. Yes, I still have CDs. It's a necessity in my life.
thought
Finding
you
a
were going to say
player
you
is.
still had 8 tracks.
Oh, I was listening to 8 tracks in high school.
Yeah,
Sure was.
I saw somebody trying to sell a tub of them on Facebook for like this extremely extravagant price. And I thought, dude, you don't know that those are so common. It's not like you've got some rarity there because you've got, some technology that you don't understand.
But you don't understand what is.
Yeah. When we go to car shows every once in a while, you'll see, um, a player still in a vehicle
Yeah.
because that's one they drove when they were in high school.
Yeah. Some of this. Get me a wet one up. Get some of this grunge off here. Should leave it alone and just pick it up with something. But it's gotten to be too much for me. Too much.
Well, that's when you can go back and do something to kind of tone it down, put more layers on it.
Yeah. I just have been really have not cleaned it off since I did the black on it and just did that. But it's time to get some of this off. Because if I don't want these crusties on the edge, I'll get them in my brayer, and then that's just the end of that.
I was messing yesterday and I had my plate really wet because I was
Yeah,
trying to pick up just bits and pieces of texture and color.
yeah,
And when I did, my brayer started peeling off, and I just let it peel off. And I actually really liked one of the papers the little
yeah,
cards that came out. So it will definitely be a base of some kind of ephemera,
yeah,
but it just looks like chipped paint, like I
yeah.
intentionally made chipped paint.
Well, what mine does is you get it, the dawn on it and stuff, and it starts peeling off in sheets, like a sheet. So that's fun when it does that.
Have you tried to make anything with it?
I haven't. I'm just not there. You know what I'm saying? It's just not something I have tried. I just hadn't thought about it. I haven't a hard enough time keeping it out of my sink, much less trying to do something with it.
Well, if it comes off all in one sheet,
It doesn't
I
come
have.
off in one sheet. It just comes off like in strips
Well, it's because
sometimes.
It's probably because you're not letting as much build up. I mean, hey, look at this one.
Oh,
You
mine's.
see how thick
Huh.
that is? Now,
Yeah, yours is thick.
this one will probably peel off come off in nice pieces. This one,
Like
on the
little
other hand, is
adjustable
the one
thing.
that peeled off yesterday.
Yeah,
And when I want it to come off, I can get it off.
yeah. Hope I didn't just rub black paint all over me. Nah, it's dry. It don't matter. It's dry.
Yeah, I had a good shirt on where we had walked. I had a decent shirt on. I thought, nah, I better change that before I go upstairs. So when I come up here, I just throw on my paint shirts and roll with
Yeah,
it.
I got one.
Julie, can you think of any shapes I could put on here with the pencil? This is what I'm trying to duplicate.
That's true, Steph. If you let the paint build up on it, it will peel off. It will just peel off. Like today, if I don't get real anxious and have to go clean it really good, that's one of the things my brayer and my plates have to be clean every time after I'm done.
Is that part
They
of
don't
your?
get
Is
that's
that
part of
because
my
you have like OCD with your bipolar?
if I do, I don't know. I know mine's mainly anxiety, and with my bipolar, it tend to go manic. But they didn't say anything about. But when we were in school, they didn't know any of that mess.
They didn't know what to do with me, so I ended up out in the hallway lots of times. And what
Yeah,
finally broke me from getting in trouble in class was it was really embarrassing because back then, if you were in scouts, there was a certain day of the week that you wore your uniform to school, your full
yeah,
uniform. And
yeah,
I was out in the hallway one day in my beautiful, well decked out uh, Girl Scout uniform. And I had
yeah.
all these badges and awards. And he come by and he said, "Well, I see you're in the office again, Miss Lisa, or in the hallway." He says, "Why don't you come on up to the office with me?"
Oh,
And
great.
I thought, "Oh man, I'm in trouble now." So I go to the office and he takes me immediately back to his office. And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I'm going to get the paddle. I'm going to get the paddle. I know I am." And he pulled this paddle out of his desk. And it was the biggest paddle I'd ever seen in my life. And he
Hmm.
said, "Well," he said, "most kids that get stuck in the hallway every single day, this is what happens to them." And then I
Yeah.
looked and he kept pulling that thing out of his desk. I mean, I'd already seen plenty of wood. It had an electric cord on it.
What?
It had an electric cord attached to it.
Uh-uh.
And I thought, "Oh my goodness." He said, "Now, this is what's going to happen. First off, we're going to discuss this you disrespecting your uniform." He said, "From now on, if you can't stay out of the hallway, you're not to wear your uniform to school." And so I determined right then and there I wasn't getting back in trouble in class because I wanted
Yeah.
to be able to wear my uniform because I was proud of my badges.
Yeah.
So, I keep looking at that paddle and he said, "I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you one more chance. And if you, if I don't see you in the hallway anymore, I will not paddle you with my electric paddle." And being a kid, I didn't think about it until I was much older. How do you electrify wood?
Yeah. Well, that was just a scare tactic, but
It
still
was
on
just
a
a scare tactic. He never hit me with the paddle, but he scared the bejesus out of me. I mean, I was
yeah, that would
scared.
scare
I
me
went home
too.
and I told Mama that he waved the electric paddle in front of me, and my mama covered her mouth and she said, "Oh." And she
Yeah.
was she quickly went to the bathroom because I know she couldn't quit laughing. She's probably about to pee herself trying not to laugh.
What got you in the hallway?
I did not get put in the hallway anymore that year.
Yeah.
I did not get put in the hallway.
I didn't get put in the hallway. I had an issue with doing homework. I don't know if it, because I'm dyslexic, and so I had problems reading to begin with. And then, especially in high school, I lost all interest in school. I didn't care. Supposed to do book reports, and all this, or do a what was you take a newspaper and you get a little one of the columns and write something on it, and I'd copy it out if I even did it. I'd copy what was on the newspaper, and I guess as long as I turned it in, they were fine. But there by the end, I didn't even care. I lost all interest.
Yeah, by the 7th grade, my parents realized that the big classrooms were probably not helping me any. When
Yeah.
one of the teachers called them in for a conference and said they didn't have time to hand feed me the information and that I wasn't paying attention and it was all on me. It wasn't anything that they were doing wrong.
Yeah.
Those other children were succeeding. And so they put me in our church school. And after
Yeah.
that, everybody knew my mama. And so if I wasn't making the grades, I got in trouble.
Yeah.
Beth wants to know what I got put in the hallway for. I got put in the hallway mostly for not being attentive to my schoolwork and chattering and distracting other people, even though I was easily distracted. If there was any noise, I couldn't sit still. So, if I had been born when my children were born, they'd just put me on medicine and sent me on my way.
Yeah. The
But that didn't
medication
happen.
would be the deal. Well, I was
Yeah,
in
I
special
got slapped with
classes, but
rulers. I had a teacher beat the crap out of me every day.
dang.
In the 2nd grade, I was terrified of her. She didn't have time for me. She didn't. I would try to ask a question because I was embarrassed to ask it out in front of people because I didn't understand the instructions. And
Yeah.
she'd come and pop me, make me turn my hand with my knuckles up and pop me. So I did not pass that class. They held me back. Oh boy, it's
Hang on.
happening. Look, it's happening.
It's happening. Ooh,
Yep.
look at that grunge going on.
You see why it's doing it?
Yeah.
So not all things bad happen when you let your
Where sit there for a couple.
prayer sit there and think about itself and try to pick up some extra tips. Oh my
Oh,
goodness, Beth, I bet you did get in trouble. She was a brat and her mom was a teacher down the hall. That probably didn't go over so well. That might be why you're so colorful now, right?
mm,
But putting me in private school actually was the best thing that could have happened because by the time I was in junior high, I was able to play sports. And to play sports, you had to maintain a B average. And boy,
yeah.
I did it. And I had always been a D and an F kid.
Yep.
So, I mean, if I got a C, my parents were cheering. My mom would be so happy.
Hmm. That's how they were with me. They were like, I mean, I had one class in high school, civics, government type situation. I slept through that class. He had the monotone. He had written on the board, you're supposed to copy that, and he was still talking. Too much going on at the same time.
Yeah, and if we had anybody that was tapping with their nails, like on a counter or
Oh,
upping their pencil, clicking a pen, I
yep.
mean, I would not be able to concentrate. They'd be through with their test, and here I am struggling to get through it. I don't know
Yeah.
how I passed those classes. I really don't. I made A's in Bible though,
Well, that's good.
because if that's what my daddy worried about more. If I went home and I had a bad grade in Bible, my daddy would not understand it. But if
Yeah.
I had a bad grade in math, he wouldn't get upset, which was funny. But that was just him. That's the way he was.
Yeah.
I need some more different colors. What color do I need?
Let's see.
Well,
Are you gonna leave
I
all
mean,
the
I
Are you
don't think
gonna leave all the
I wasn't
grunge
a
on
bad
there, Lisa?
kid. What's that?
Are you gonna leave all the grunge on that plate?
Yeah,
Oh, say that would just drop me up a tree.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it
I'm
right
trying.
there.
I am trying to leave my plate alone.
I'm
I'm
gonna let it
only
lay right there, and we'll see what happens. And if it's a disaster, it's just a scrap paper. Ain't
it'll,
nothing but
it'll
a thing. Remember, I'm working on painty papers.
Yeah.
I've been looking at Becca's backgrounds, and I'm thinking, okay, I need to get me a whole book of those. So I took the phone book and I've
Yeah.
started really trying to make them happen. I'm trying not to take them out so that it'll be easier for me to color them if I do have to stay in
Yeah.
bed. But I do not intend on staying in that stupid bed.
Oh, see, I need to find me. We don't have a big old phone book.
Well,
We have
this is
some.
not a big
We don't
one.
even
This is
get
just
one.
the yellow pages for businesses.
Yeah. We haven't even got. I don't think we've gotten one of those in years.
Well, they haven't given us anything in a long time because we don't even have our phone comes through Spectrum through our cable service. Now
Yeah.
look at this. Now there's nothing wrong with that piece of paper.
There's not absolutely nothing wrong with it. No, there's not.
It's
Uh,
just got creative blemishes.
There you
That's what
go.
we're gonna call them.
Creative blemishes. Grunge.
Yep. A little of this and a little of that.
I know what I need to get me a Baron. Something to shove this stencil paint out.
If you're gonna get one, look at Cody's.
Oh, that's
Um,
why I'm gonna look. But
yep,
I want that
and
color wheel one.
he will. He does a lot of different ones, but those color wheel ones are really, really cool.
That's what I want. That's what I'm wanting is one of those color wheel ones.
I've got some glass that was done one year when Zoe was in summer camp at one of the art centers.
Yeah.
They they did these things and they sold them to help raise money for programs.
Yeah.
And I got one that's black with orange. It's really, really pretty. Her class didn't make them because she didn't take that particular class, but I just really like it, and I don't want to wear it as a pin, and I haven't
Yeah.
figured out how to use it. But when I started seeing him, what he does with the Barons, I thought, okay, I definitely could probably ask for that for Christmas, but I don't care if I don't get it until after Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already talked about with the girls, they're both in school, so they can always use help with school expenses.
Yeah.
And so we've talked about what they want to do for Christmas, and we told them don't buy anything for us. We're going to adopt a family if we can for either
Yeah.
in Boone or either Asheville. Instead of buying presents for each other, we're going to do that
Yeah.
and send money for them.
Yeah.
Because
How is it out there right now? Is it getting
it's
cleaned up?
getting better. Boone, let's see. Appalachian State, they brought their students, got to go back early this week, and
Yeah.
that's a positive thing because some of the dorms and stuff were a mess.
Yeah.
Asheville, well, I know in Brevard, Western Carolina, they're going back next week,
Yeah.
so they're getting things put back together. I mean, there's still a lot happening as far as looking, trying to get supplies to people that are outside of the
Yeah.
reach of what they're doing from day to day. I mean,
Yeah.
this Cajun army is carrying supplies up on donkeys in some of the
Yeah.
really,
Well,
really
I
rural.
think that's what they had to do at Clyde. I have a friend that lives in Clyde
Yes, it's very similar. It would be very similar to what they're doing there.
because they said they're so small.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of places that they're saying that only quads or these horse teams or the donkeys can
The
get to.
donkeys could get to.
Yeah, I've been following the Cajun Army on Facebook. My
Yeah.
husband said, see what you can find out about them. And when we were trying to decide how we wanted to, where our donated, where we wanted our donation to go to when we were
Hmm.
sending money. And so I told him about the donkeys, and he thought that was pretty cool. So we did,
Yeah.
send some money there. we split it between them and Samaritan's Purse, because Samaritan's Purse is actually
Americans
in,
versus.
well, they attend to a lot of tragedies, but they are based out of Boone, and Boone was hit so hard that we felt like they were going to have boots on the ground, and they did. They had boots on the ground within 48 hours.
Yeah,
They were already up and serving meals and
and doing that.
helping people. So
Here's my spray bottle out. This stuff is dry. Dry. There, let's mist it and see what it will do.
well, don't get it too wet, or you'll do what I did.
I just misted it. That's all I did. And it's wet. It is really, oh yeah, it's like ink. Ah, oh no. Let me wear some of this off. Oh goodness, no.
I love the grunge. I like getting grunge on stuff.
Well, I think it's part of my bipolar that, or whatever else I got going on. I'm like, it's like, oh my goodness, I got to clean this up when I'm done. And then I have another part of me going, oh, leave it. See what else will happen if you leave it overnight.
Michelle, this is the piece that I was messing with when I started having brayer peel off.
Yeah.
And see, when I put something, I'll put like a piece of fabric or something like that over that. But you can't get stuff like this on your plate always.
Nuh-uh.
But I really did like that one. I had it in a box. I've got all these scraps down here that I found in my
Yeah.
playtime. My playtime cleaning up yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get this room organized in case I have to send someone in here. I want to make sure they can find what I'm needing.
Yeah. To where if you need something, you can hear
Yeah,
it.
my daughter's pretty good. Zoe's pretty good. She'll come up and I'll walk her through it, or she'll FaceTime me and I'll say, "Well, you got to go here, you got to go there." So she's
Yeah.
generally pretty good about it. But she come in here yesterday and I said, "Does it look better than it did when you left to go to New York?" And she said, "Mom, I'm gonna hurt your feelings." No. And I said, "You're not hurting my feelings, really," because I knew it didn't look better from where she was standing for sure.
Well, I did pick up some more of that stencil, but it's like I was able to pick up a little bit more of it, but most of it's bubbly blue water. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to work with. Do something with. I have a box, and I did mean a big, priority size, large, huge box over here next to me that is full of painting paper. I haven't yet figured out what I'm going to do with that mess.
Are they needing more stuff, or?
No, well, they could. It wouldn't hurt anything for them to have some more stuff on them. Because like the ones I'm doing today, they'll just go in the box. they just go in the box. So the box sits there with a bunch of stuff in it.
Well, I kind of sort my stuff out. I've got a box that I keep everything laid flat in, and I sort things out. And I will, if I like it and I don't know that it needs a whole lot more, I will just drop it in the box. If I think I'll use it just like it is, I'll drop it in a box. If I don't think I'll use it like it is, then I put it in a different box. And that box is for stuff that needs something else. It's not good enough yet. It's not ready to go.
The journals are all the point for jelly printing. I know, but I don't. Cindy, you know what I'm going to do for you, honey? I'm going to get all these jelly pages, and I'm going to send you a box, and you can just have a ball, or I make these journals with rubber band, not journals, but like the cardboard, and then I stuff rubber bands on the ends of them, and then Uh, and then I don't know what to do with them after that. So, honey, please, I can send you some stuff. Let me see how much the postage will be.
I'm gonna
Give
grab
me
a stencil out. Let's see what I want to use.
my poor stencils are probably about ready to stand up on their own. Painting as I got them today. Put some orange on here.
Your
I haven't
stencils
used.
will not judge you in the least bit. I am very certain of that. They are
They're not
not
going to
going
touch
to judge
me.
you. They're not going to be mad at you. They're not going to judge you.
They're not going to, they're not going to send up help for themselves because I didn't wash them.
I don't know if you ever watch Darcy Sanders, but she cracks me up. This is one of her stencils, and
Oh,
she was so funny. One day she found one of her stencils. Now she is notorious for having a messy desk. I love you,
yeah,
Darcy, if you're watching. But I mean, it's just kind of a joke at this point. We just
yeah,
kind of joke about it and go on. But
yeah.
she found one of her stencils, and it had been kind of a little bit of stencil abuse had been going on. And she said, "Don't report me to child services. I mean, stencil services or something like that." It's hilarious. But she's funny. But
Yeah, she is.
when she's working, she just gets in the moment and works. She does not sit and stress about
It's like
anything.
she doesn't even think about it. It's just,
But she does. She really, really thinks about her work. But you wouldn't know it to look at her desk. I was
yeah,
watching her newest one this morning, and I thought, Lord Darcy, you got some mess. She
yeah.
had a big mess.
Well, I'm watching some new ones. I'm just kind of trying to get used to watching different people. So
Well,
there's
I
a
think
few.
we need to. I think it's good for us to visit different channels and see different
Uh-huh.
techniques being done because otherwise we just get kind of stuck and we don't expand our knowledge. Because I mean, I learn from watching. And
Yeah,
so I have been trying very hard to, reach out and watch other people, but you can't watch stuff all day long. I can't.
no,
I got a house to run, and I try to take it seriously.
yeah,
It don't always work, but I can try.
yeah. Well, my husband works from home,
Right,
and so
and you have to kind of be quiet and
not really because he's on the other end of the house than I am. But he is so used to being able just to come in here, whenever the mood grabs him and talk and stuff. And when I go live, he's not able to do that. So he's like, "You're going live again?" Yeah,
yeah, I try to let Zoe know because her room's upstairs across.
yeah,
There's a balcony between us, and I try to let her know. I'll close the door all the way. Where if I'm not doing anything, I'll have the door closed just because it keeps it warmer in here. But
yeah.
I don't.
Close it all the way.
I don't close it all the way.
Yeah, that's what I do. I close it all the
That's not.
way, and
She told me I needed to put a
a do
sign on
not
my door.
disturb
It says
sign or on.
live
That's what
dead.
my husband told me too. That I need to get a live button or something out there to where it blinks or something when I'm going live.
That yeah. If I put a live or a dead, she'll get to laughing, and you're gonna hear her anyway. And I have been up here, and Bill decided that he's going to vacuum something else, something out of the ordinary, because he vacuums, and I have to wait till he finishes his vacuuming
Yeah.
to record. Yeah, Julie, I'm gonna have a lot to watch. I've been making myself a playlist for my recovery. I'm making a playlist for things I want to watch.
Yeah. Well, my problem is that what happens is that I want to watch somebody, but 3 other people that I want to watch too are on at the same time.
and it's hard because I don't want to. I want to be supportive of people that support me, and
Yeah,
I think that's where I draw the line. If I have to choose between someone who watches when I post, if they watch what I post, then I feel like, I need to give them priority over somebody who does not.
yeah,
To me, that's fair. That's
yeah.
being a
That's only
community
fair.
that's fair, and trying to grow as a community.
I need to let my paint dry longer than what I am before I slap a piece of paper on it. Well, that looks kind of interesting.
See,
Purple
I
with
had these
orange.
little pieces that I had trimmed off of stuff, and I mean, I try not to waste it. As silly as that is, that's a little piece of paper, but it's still a usable piece.
It's a useful piece of paper. Yeah. I've been watching people making clusters. I thought
I
that might be a
love
good
it.
idea for me to use painting paper, is to make clusters with them.
Clusters are fun to make.
I haven't, you know, I haven't gotten into them. I don't know why. I just haven't.
Well, you've got everything you need because you need something that's a little stiff on the back.
Mm-hmm.
You've got fabric, you've got
Yep.
lace, you've got buttons.
Yep.
I mean, all of those things are helpful. You can do them and put them on a paper clip or anything like that. So there's lots of ways to use a cluster.
Yeah.
I love them. I love making them. Some when Bill was working second shift, I sit down there and I'd make tons of stuff all night long
Yeah.
because I was going to wait up for him, and I would be down there just crafting away.
Yep.
He said, I don't know why you have to do something else when you're watching TV. It's like,
Oh, good night. My husband says the same thing to me.
it's because I can't sit still. I can't sit still. So what
Uh-huh.
makes you think I can just focus on one thing?
Mm-hmm. Well, I just told him my hands have to be busy. My hands have to be busy.
Well, you tell him idle hands are the devil's workshop. That's what my daddy said. That's what he would always say. If you get your hands busy, you stay out of trouble.
Yep.
So that's when I started doodling in school, and I got in trouble for that too. But he said if I wasn't, he went to the school one day. He told him, he says, I don't understand it. You tell her she can't wiggle, she can't get up and look out of the window, but then you reprimand her for drawing. Who's singing to their dogs?
What?
Steph. Who's sing? You sing to your dogs?
Yes, I think Steph is singing to her dog.
I'll tell you somebody that's really cute that has dogs. Her name's Karen McCoy. She does her YouTube channel is Slap and Paint on Paper, and she has got Rockwallers. Well, one of her Rockwallers is expecting babies in about 10 days, and they went earlier this week to get an ultrasound done. And they
Yeah.
think she's gonna this is her first litter, and they think she's gonna have between 3 and 5 babies. And
Oh,
she will show the babies out walking, and they're adorable. They're so cute.
yeah.
Do you think purple will go with this green, Julie?
Why not? Go for it, Lisa.
This is some old paint. This was some of my mom's paint. Delta, you don't ever get anything that says Delta on it anymore. And that company used to be Ceramichrome
Yeah.
before Delta. When you're attempt to grunge looks like a butt. You might want to roll it some more.
Hey.
Well, I have a bunch of these. These were where I used the Cricut to cut woodstock birds for the conference. And I thought, when you look at them, they look like flowers. So I didn't throw them away. I thought, okay, I'll do something with those. So I put those in a stack of papers, miscellaneous. Oops, now that don't look like much of nothing. I'm gonna try to do something with them here.
Yeah.
What do I want to put over this? Pink. I need more paint. I don't have enough paint out here. Let's get some more paint out here.
You need some more colors out there.
Get it nice and juicy. Humbug. Yes, humbug. I'll be downstairs looking at this and think, what was I thinking using pink? Why is it pink in my book?
Well, how's that paint doing?
Well, let's see what we get. I'm lazy and don't always cut my tissue paper. And this is cheap tissue paper. It's not wet strength. Because that's what I found when I was cleaning. Well, it converted to little flowers. I don't know how well you can see them.
Yeah, you can see them. Yeah.
I don't know how many times I can pick up with it, but
there's no telling. We'll try this again, see if I can pick up another one. That did good. Let me see. No, Snow White, no. Buttermilk or something. See it'll work.
it didn't transfer onto that very well. It's the fun of messing, just doing it just because.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
see
what the color will do.
What it will do or not do. Definitely got me some pink cards now. They're not white anymore.
Look like little chicken feet.
Well, they came off of a woodstock bird.
Yeah.
That it's the feet from the woodstock birds that I cut out, and I thought, well, I could save those because I could maybe use them as flowers. And I did put in the journal I made for that conference, I did put some of these in there as flowers.
Yeah. Let's see if I get anything up with this. I have never used ink on the gel plate. Actually, I don't have any inks at all.
You don't have inks?
Nope.
I've got inks. They're not my favorite thing, but I do have them.
Yeah.
And this is something that might actually. Let me grab. Let me grab one out of the closet here.
Let this dry a little more and it'll pull up stuff.
This is Lindy's, and Lindy's
Yeah.
is not very expensive as they go.
Yeah.
Let's see if it'll spray first time. You have to be particular about cleaning the nozzles when you use them. That one's not going to work right off. Let me. Here's a teal one. And this one's going to just act like it's squirting. It's not going to. There
it's not going to miss. It's just going to dribble.
Okay, so.
What I had on this plate. Not much, just some red, some pink, a little grunge.
You see what it does?
Yeah, I've got some sprays from Dana when she had her sale.
Yeah.
I got some sprays from her. I got two of them, but they're both like this. I don't know what color they are. If they're pink or orange or something. So I haven't tried them yet. I probably need to get them out and try them. See what they do.
You need to try them and see what they do. They're fun to play with.
Yeah.
And you can get them. You can get some fairly inexpensive on Amazon. See, that wet the plate, so it let me pick up that outline of the flowers there.
That's cool.
Gives it kind of a chalky look. And we could do the reverse by doing it.
I have a feeling my husband's going to be wanting to come in here and ask me what we're doing for dinner. What we're doing.
We've been mine already knows.
Yours already knows. We've been on almost 2 hours. Doesn't seem like that, does it?
No. I told him, I said, I'm going upstairs to play with a friend. He said, oh, okay. But he was going to clean the Chevy up because we got a car show tomorrow. So he does that by himself. He don't want my help with that. Trust me. I make sure I'm not good at that.
Yeah.
We got it to where we can wash the cars. He washes cars in the wintertime because we have a wash bay in our garage.
Oh.
Yes. And he's that picky about keeping things clean.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he cleaned the daughter's car before they left to go to Florida to make sure it was clean in case something happened. He didn't want somebody to get in their cars and they'd be dirty.
Yeah.
You can actually, Michelle, you could actually, if you've got a spray bottle, you can actually take acrylic paint and dilute it and get a similar effect. If you don't have, for somebody that might not have it in their budget to buy
Yeah.
The sprays, I mean, the Tim Holtz ones are a little on the pricey side.
Yeah,
The
Tim Holtz.
leave-ins aren't that bad, but you can also make them with makeup.
I had heard that if you have like eyeshadow and stuff like
Yes,
that, you can
yes,
you can make all kinds of stuff.
you can. I've got some high pigmented eyeshadow that I
Yeah.
made into some sprays. But what you have to be sure that you do is instead of using water,
Yeah.
like straight out of your fountain, you need to
Yeah.
use either a distilled water or you need to use alcohol.
Yeah. I heard
Or
rubbing alcohol is really good for that.
you can use the alcohol because alcohol is going to dry quick. You
Yeah.
can use the water as long as it does not have any additives to it, like a distilled water.
Yeah.
'Cause otherwise, it'll get mold in it.
Uh,
Yeah, and
uh,
we don't want to play with mold.
we don't want to play with mold. We don't want to smell it.
Nope, that's one of those things that'll choke me up real quick. We were looking at a house to possibly flip and
Yeah.
walked in, and I got so choked up. I looked at Bill. I said, "Oh my gosh, this house is full of mold." He said, "Well, I don't see any." I said, "I'm telling you, this house is full of mold." And we got down
Yeah.
to the basement, and the walls were black. And
Yeah.
he said, "You told me." So he believed me. After that, he said, "I didn't know you were that sensitive to it." I said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." So I always, when we go in to look at houses, if we're going to buy something that's really priced to sell and in need of help,
Mm.
I always take my mask and wear it.
Yeah. Julie, you make your sprays out of acrylic paint, and it all settled in the bottom and went solid.
Oh, it went
Good.
solid.
That's what
Yeah.
Julie's saying.
What?
It could have been that it was metallic. She's saying that it could have been that it was metallic.
Well, that could be also, Julie. Sharon recommends that if you're making your own, that you take and use like BB pellets and put a couple of those in the bottom just to make it easier to get it really mixed up
To
well.
shake it up.
And yeah, it makes it like a shaker bottle.
Yeah.
And if you want to see somebody that really can do well with inks, you need to watch either Yolan or Sharon. Sharon is great with it. That's Texture Junkies. And she'll be on live tomorrow
Yeah.
at 4 our time, 4
Yeah.
Eastern.
Forest. Well, I know for
Yeah,
me, like the weekends are hard for me because that's my husband's time.
right. And that's kind of the way it is for me. That's our time because
Yeah.
it used to be that he worked second shift, so that was our family time too. So
Yeah.
we'll kind of continue that. I mean, we're usually busy going and doing things, but
Yeah.
I, I need to put that first before I put my crafting and playing.
Yeah. Like I said, he's going to be ready for me to be off this playing time here pretty soon. I have a feeling. And I've got a whole pile over here of stuff that I've done.
Well, good.
Whole pile. Big old pile.
Isn't it funny? I mean, you just start doing, and before
Before
you
you
know
know
it,
it, it's like,
you don't know what. I mean, I'll have stuff sitting everywhere to dry, but I have finally come up with an idea that I think will work
oh, what have I done?
to put my stuff up to dry.
Yeah.
I was thinking about putting a hanger over top of my shelf that my computer sits on, and I had this. I don't know where it came from. Some thought came to me, and it said, "Well, why don't you try using a net?" It's not like I have a net, but I looked it up, and I can get one for $5.99, and I'm gonna order one, and I'm gonna see if I can hang it from the ceiling, and I'm gonna put clothespins on it, and that's where I'm gonna put my stuff to dry. I'm gonna hang it up to dry.
Well, y'all are going to be proud of me. I've got it like feathered up. I let it dry too much. And then when I went to pull it, it like grunged big time on me. And it's grungy on the plate too. I had black. I was trying to clean my plate off, and that didn't work at all.
So what are you going to do with it now? What
I'm gonna
next?
slap some white on it.
Put put some of that red. Put a couple of dots of red on it, and just
Smear it
put
on
it
it.
just a little bit. Just put a real tiny bit, and spread it as far as you can with your brayer.
Smear. Okay, let's try that.
Just get it real thin.
Yeah. Okay.
Julie, I didn't buy ball bearings because Bill had some a tub of or a can of stuff that you use to for reload, for buckshot. So I use that for
Yeah.
my balls, and it did all right.
Well, I remember Carrie saying you had to get certain stuff so it wouldn't rust.
Yeah, it needs to be preferably stainless steel.
That's what I was thinking. It had to be
Yeah,
something that wouldn't rust.
yeah. If it's not, stainless, it will rust.
Yeah.
And you can reload that stuff with different things. Of course, we don't do reload.
Girl, add some red to it. Do a thin coat. Yeah, I did. It pulled absolutely nothing off this plate.
It didn't pull the
Nothing.
red up.
It didn't do nothing. Look at
So
this piece of paper. I just pulled up.
the red stayed down, right?
Yeah,
Put some
sure
yellow
did.
over. Put some yellow over it.
You're
Put
teaching
a
me how
good
to do
coat
it,
of
aren't you?
yellow and see what you get.
All righty, I'm following instructions here.
We're playing. You don't
I'm
know if you
playing.
don't try.
Okay, let's see. Do I put a little bit or just kind of?
Just put a good coat of yellow down.
All right, there. I
'Cause, I
added
mean, if
more.
you can
I
pick
didn't
it
think I
up,
had too much red. Let's see.
if you can pick it up with black or white, you can pick it up with other colors.
Well, the black's not picking up at all. It's not moving. But see, when I go to pick up, I do a thick layer of the. I let it dry and then I pick it up. Let me do a quick little roll off and then pick up with it and not let it sit here for a while while I'm chit chatting here.
Yeah, pick that up. That's going to be fun.
Let's see what it does, if it does anything.
It's going to do
Last one
something.
did. We yank this up.
And if it doesn't pick up, it's because it's not enough paint.
Well, it picked up some of the black. It picked up some of it, a little bit, but
With
not
the
much.
paints that we're using, with these less expensive paints, they dry so much
I'm using
faster.
Deco Arts. Is what I'm using. Is Deco Art paint.
Yeah, I'm using a combination of Apple Barrel and Deco Arts, but they're not high end
They're
paints,
not high end,
and
but I
they
don't see
tend to
myself
dry
spending the
a
money to
whole
get
lot
golden.
faster. Now put a thick coat of red over that.
That's what I was thinking. Is trying some more red on it, just a thick coat of it, and
Some
slap
thick,
this same paper back on it. Yeah.
yeah, paints that dry fast. I mean, you got to work fast,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes that means not brayering it out as thin,
Yep.
because that'll allow it to bond to that other paint.
Yeah.
Because remember, you're just trying to get two plastics to play together.
Okay, guys, y'all just adhere here. I'm gonna leave this like it is because I like it like it is. Give me another piece of paper. I know they keep saying on. I keep hearing myself hearing PM Artist Studio say, "Let it dry, then put the paper on it."
Well, that's if you have put a stencil down. Like if you put a stencil down and you want to keep that design crisp,
Yeah.
you're going to put that off to the side. You're going to lift off the excess, take
Paint.
the stencil off, and then leave what's there to dry. You're going to set it off to the side.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to lift something off, you want to do it quick. That's why, some things are done quickly and some things you
Just aren't.
take more time.
Oh, that did it.
Let's see how it looks.
There's the paper.
Okay, lay it on your
Now
gel
here's my
plate.
plate.
There
Huh?
you go. I like it. I like it.
You like that plate, huh?
That was good. That's a good print.
Yeah, it was. It was a good. It did well. Got in there and snagged it all up. And see, you see how it is right now? How my plate is? I'm like, I want to clean
Now,
it.
no,
But if I
no, you
leave
don't.
it,
Okay, if you don't like that right there, take
yeah,
take little pieces of paper that have no paint on it
yeah, and pick them up.
and just pick up those edges. If you need to put a color on it, put some color that you've never thought about using with that. This is a good way to experiment and not just fall back on what you know will do
Well, I
it.
know already.
Try to get, something that's a little bit different, and you can use that
Now,
same piece all the way around it.
do you see that? I just picked that up on this paper. Grunge,
Okay. Now,
grunge and sponge.
just take something and put a little color on it. Just have you got a small brayer?
Yeah, I do have a tiny brayer. Let me go find it. I'm not
Yeah,
seeing.
take your tiny brayer and just go around that edge.
Or tape, or tape.
Well, you can do tape, but if you do the
Okay.
paper, you'll find a way to use it, or you can send it to
You know what I'm
somebody.
gonna do with that tape? If I tape it, Lisa, I am gonna throw it in the trash. That's exactly what's
Well,
gonna happen to it.
you could tape it and then put it on paper and send it to somebody.
Well, this is true. I hadn't thought about that.
Especially if you're using packing tape. Don't waste that stuff. That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Let me turn this over. I'll do that.
See, I'll leave my plate just like this.
See, mine goes into a holder. I have a holder for my plates. I don't have a place to store them except in their containers. I have these little metal containers that they go into.
Yeah, I don't have the metal containers. I have a drawer that I put the big one in, and then I have a drawer that has the little ones.
Yeah, I just don't have room, so I have these containers that I put my gel plates in. So I just didn't know how they would store if they were in the little container here, if they were dirty. I don't know.
I probably would. I don't know
Try it.
that I'd put it in there dirty. I
Look,
understand what you're saying. So if it's going to bother you to put that away dirty, then
yeah,
I understand, but mine goes in a drawer and nothing's going to touch it. It's not going to get dusty or anything like that. So, I mean, I'm content with that. It doesn't bother me at all.
oh, this is gonna make some noise. This is going to make some noise, guys. Be prepared. Well, if it's gonna move, it will make some noise.
Yeah, Julie, I don't generally leave mine with a lot on it. Usually it's just like a shadow. But yes, if you're not careful with your plate, you can get
Yeah,
dents in it. I
yeah.
have one dent where
Do you?
I do. It's right here, and it's
Hmm.
where I I set it over to dry, and then I wasn't seeing it and set something over on top of it, and that was that.
Right into that, girl.
I just fixed it up.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
We're gonna rip this off now. Rip,
Yep,
rip,
yep.
rip.
We're gonna rip this off.
Let her rip.
Oh, good.
That's not a sound that bothers me though. Not in the least bit.
Well, I picked up some of it. Didn't pick it all up. Let me try this again here. Give it a little scrub.
I'm gonna get an award for using pink today. My mama's in heaven saying, "Go, you go, girl." She cracked me up, that pink. I'm telling you.
Let's see if I can get this off. Now, some of this is just flat refusing to come off, even with tape. Rude. Oh.
I love Fridays because that's usually my play date. Because we
Play
clean
dates.
on Thursdays, so the house is clean.
Yeah.
And I don't cook on Fridays usually either.
Yeah.
It's a heat and eat night.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. This paint is not even coming off this with tape.
It's being
Some of it
honest.
is, but it's not coming off. I feel like maybe I'm expecting too much out of it. It ain't coming off as easily as I have seen it done before.
Well,
But they've been doing it for
it does
years.
take time. It definitely takes time. It's not a quick process.
All right, hold your ears. Here we go. Well, I thought here we go. There we go. Now we got it.
Cindy said she would. No, Steph said she would be getting after it with the baby oil.
Well, after I'm done, I have not put baby oil on it when it was this dirty, when it's this scrunchy. I always do it after I get it. Like I clean it myself first with baby wipes and whatnot, and then I will baby oil it after I get it mainly
But
clean.
you got to wash the baby before you oil it.
Gotta wash that baby.
I miss washing babies. That's the
I know they
sweetest smell. That was
they have the
always
baby smell.
I love the baby smell.
Uh-huh.
We have a friend that lives in Charlotte, and they had a baby that came almost 8 weeks too early,
Oh
and,
goodness.
and he's doing great. He weighed if he'd been full term, he would have been every bit of a 10+ pound baby.
Oh
He
goodness.
weighed 5 pounds being that early,
Being
but
that early.
he had to stay in the hospital about 3 weeks, but he's home now. And grandma's getting to hold him, so I've got to make a phone call because I need to make a visit. I need to go and spoil that baby. I'm sorry I shook y'all.
It's okay.
I'm just talking and playing.
Oh, bottles of paint are flying off the wall over here. Trying to fly off the desk is what they're trying to do. Hmm.
Definitely gonna have pink papers, and I don't
I
know
think
why.
you got a few. Just a few.
Just a few.
It's okay.
There must be some reason I'm feeling drawn to the pink today. I don't know what it is, but
Hey,
yesterday it was teals, oranges, and yellows. I mean, I've been trying to do like fall colors, but I don't know
yeah.
what I'm doing these things for now. Just because I can.
Just because you can. Let me find my scissors. Of course I don't. No. Like that. I'll get me some scissors.
Yeah, I like to leave. I don't mind getting grunge. I mean, I started out cleaning my plates all the time and my stencils.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I listened to people, I thought, well, maybe I'm missing out on something by, cleaning them all the time.
Cleaning it all the time.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, I'll try this non-clean method, and I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of tell when it's like at the point where I need to stop doing what I'm doing.
Okay, guys, heads up. Here I go. Well, I thought I was going. This tape's arguing with me. Let me turn you upside down. Maybe we'll do better. Ow.
Teal and pink do have a good outcome.
Mm. Let's see. Some more of this grunge off. Let's pull the day. Your bread pad is put papers on, rub it in, and leave it overnight. And pulls all of it off. I may have to do something like that. I'm going through some tape, trying to get it to pick it up, lift off. I'm getting some. I've got a good little sheet over here full of it. Painty tape. Got some more of that off. See if I can get some of this off.
Julie, don't feel bad about the autocorrect. It gets me too. My kids laugh all the time at my text messages. They said it's not safe for me to text sometimes. They just call me to keep me from trying to text to them.
I don't even have my phone, I have a flip phone because I'm never on it. I never use it. The only time I will use my phone is if I'm away from my husband, and we generally are always together.
Well, I don't worry about having mine because if they need to send a message, they're going to send it to him anyway because he's more likely to look at his phone than I am.
When you
I
are,
walk around the house, I just leave it. I don't need to be a slave to that thing.
yeah. See if I can pick up some more of this good here.
No, Julie, you don't need to feel embarrassed. You get your point across. You do well. No worries, my friend.
Don't worry about it.
I don't think I've tried purple and green today.
I can't spell with a hoot. I'm constantly having to use the spell checker. It's always coming up with little lines on everything I write because I can't spell worth nothing.
Oh, I was better when I worked all the time because I would have to type out supporting information for loan documents. And
Yeah.
I was good. I mean, legal descriptions, you can't mess them up. You can't be wrong.
Uh-uh.
But now since I've not been working, it's like my brain sometimes don't know what it's supposed to
Vacation.
do. Yeah, it does feel like it's on vacation.
Yeah.
You lose you, you they say you use it or you lose it. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you that is a very, very true statement.
Mm.
You really don't realize it until you're not doing something on a regular basis, and then you know that
Yeah.
that is why it's happening. I mean, I used to type without looking at the keyboard, and now it's like my brain don't remember that, and that's muscle
Mm.
memory. It should remember that.
Yeah.
But I haven't worked since 2018, 2018, I think it was. Then I finally said, I'm done. Put a fork in me.
None. Mm. I think I'm almost got to the point that I'm gonna have to use my little baby wipes to get this stuff off.
Well, your
But I do
baby
have some
will do it.
I've got some painting tape here that we got going on.
Good.
Show you that because I'm gonna have to get off here.
Yeah, you got to go take care of the hubby. What's
Yeah,
his name, by the way?
Bob.
Bob. Okay, I can remember Bob.
Well, he
You
goes
tell
by Bob.
Bob.
I call him Robert.
Yep. That would be like me calling my husband I call him Bill, but sometimes if he's messing with me, I'll call him Mr. Mingus. I'll say,
Mm.
"All right now, Mr. Mingus," but he goes by Bill.
So
He's
here's some painting tape.
William. Nice.
Painting tape. There's one set. And then here's the other one, and I'm going to go with the baby wipes now. And then here's the other one, the other grunge. Now it's baby wipe time. Get this cleaned up. You're the queen of typos, Julie. I know I am.
I think it's better to admit I know why I do it, because ADHD, you get in a hurry.
You get in a hurry.
You forget to go back and look. And once you go back and look, you realize you've made a mistake, but you've already hit send.
Uh-huh.
So there is that.
Yeah. You know what I'm afraid of is that, like, if I was young and in school now, that I'd probably have a lot of alphabets after my name. ADHD, bipolar, have
Well,
problems doing anything. Go.
that may be true, but think about it. When I was growing up, I had a dictionary in the library and encyclopedias and
This is
a
true.
pen and a piece of paper. I didn't have no
Mhm.
computers to type and correct stuff.
This is true.
I tell my kids all the time, I says, you got it made. You got it made with
Mhm.
assignments. I mean, look at the resources you have. We actually had to leave the house to do those things.
We had to go to the library.
We had encyclopedias and dictionaries, but we did not have anything more than that. We certainly didn't have a typewriter or anything to type with.
Yeah. All right. I think I got this bad boy cleaned off enough to make me happy.
Oh, I hope so. We want you to be happy because we've had a good day.
I've had a good day. It's been fun. It has
It
been
has been
fun.
fun. It's fun hanging out with friends.
Yeah, it is. We're gonna have to do this again, Lisa.
We will. We'll
We
do it
will.
again.
Trying
We
to
will
think
do
what
it
we're doing
again.
Monday. You busy Monday?
I don't know what Monday's bringing.
I'm the same way because I'm over going, well, I was gonna tell people what we're gonna do Monday, but I ain't got a clue.
Well, let's just say the next time we get together, we're going to do some clusters. We're going to make clusters.
That sounds fun. Let's do that.
And we're going to have, in case you want to do it with us, we're going to have painty papers. We'll have any kind of lace or fabric, little pieces and bits and bobs. Do you say bits and bobs, Julie? In Australia? I know UK, they say bits and bobs. That means you're going to bring your sewing, anything that you might have that's sewing related.
Little buttons and whatnot.
Buttons, lace.
Mhm.
Anything that
What I need to do is I need to go through my lace and make it smaller.
Well,
cut some of it up. At least have a smaller piece.
You could, but I mean,
well, mine are like in almost yard strips.
Then I would take. What I do is I have a bag that I've got lace pieces in, and I just have little small pieces in there. Because if I decide that's what I want to work on at the doctor's office, I just grab it and go.
Yeah.
And that works out really well.
Let's see if I can't scrub some of this paint off this plexiglass I've got going on here. And I'm going to do something I've never done before, guys. I'm going to leave my brayer alone.
Yay!
I'm going to leave it alone. I mean, I've done this before when I could. I mean, I had taken it to the sink and couldn't get the metallic paint off of it.
Yeah, I did that once, but I learned why it didn't come off. And once I did that, I knew not to make it the first thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it does make a difference.
It just sticks.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
It's like something that's just, it doesn't have the will to let go. It says no, I can't do this. I'm not leaving this sprayer. I don't want to go.
No,
like us.
Plexiglass does not want to clean at all.
Yeah, I don't like cleaning the plexiglass off, but I take it to the sink and just put it down in there and say, okay, you do your thing.
Well, there's not much paint. I mean, I could do that and it not cause any issues because there's really not enough paint on this thing to cause any issues as far as it having paint on it.
Mine's a mess. My plexiglass is a mess. I think mine looks like it's a twin to Darcy's.
I don't have any Murphy's oil soap. I've never used it.
Well, I mean, the Dawn, with you cleaning it as often as you are, you probably are not going to get to the point where you need it.
I know. I
use clean well.
I use Dawn. I just throw it in the sink and go for it. Or in my bucket, especially I don't know if I can let my stencils stay as they are. I keep hearing that the more you use them, the more you have crusty on them, the better they do.
Well, when they get different colors on them, sometimes you get lucky and some of that color that you've got on it from today will attach itself to the wet paint that you put down. Like when you put your paint down on your plate and you lay that with that colored side down.
Yeah.
Sometimes it will bond to it.
That could be cool.
You can pick that up. So you get something it's kind of like an unexpected experiment.
A little gift.
Yeah. I think that's
I don't know. I'll have to think on it, but I know they're going to have to be scrubbed if I do them. They're going to have to be scrubbed.
Well, if you soak them, you'll be all right. How about you pick out one and try one. Try leaving one as is.
Okay.
And that way
we can see
what the difference is and whether you like it or not. And whether it's worth it to you to have to do that extra cleaning.
I think I'm gonna use this one because it has. Well, I don't know. These are all new.
Yeah, if they're new, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, these are new.
if they're brand new, I would probably go ahead and wash them myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think I can just leave
Okay,
them.
Julie. Tell
You
hubby I
going,
say
Julie?
hello from North Carolina.
Bye, guys.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Hey, Steph. I'm about to get out of here too, because we've been at it for 2.5 hours, Lisa. A little
Oh,
over.
time flies when you're having so much fun.
This is true. I didn't realize it was this late, but
Yeah.
it is. So I am going to say bye to everybody. Thank you for joining us and having a party with us. I will let y'all know in the description whether or not me and Lisa are going to be together, if it's just going to be me. And I have a feeling you're going to continue working, aren't you, Lisa?
For a little bit. I can wait until about 5 to start dinner.
Yeah,
Because
I gotta
we're
go.
really going all out. My husband loves hot dogs and macaroni and cheese together. So
Yeah,
that's what he's getting. I'm gonna have pintos and cabbage with mine. But
I
yeah.
think I know we're going to be having macaroni and cheese tonight. I already saw it. My husband already mentioned that, so I know we're having
Okay,
that. I don't
well,
know why.
hey, it must be in the air. You know, these cooler days, macaroni and cheese is
Yep.
pretty good for us.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down, girl. It's been
All
fun. We're
right,
gonna have
it's
to do
been
this
fun.
again. Bye, Goldie.
Sure,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Michelle, it was fun. Bye bye.
It was fun. We're gonna have to do it again.
Yes, we'll do it again.
All
Definitely.
right. I'll see you later.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.